Okay, just a moment. Okay. Just a moment. We're going to start. Yep. So can we all see my screen? If you can see my screen, just give me a thumb up. Then we know you can see it. Okay. So once again, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening from anywhere you may be connected from this morning. This is Oak Initiative, UKCIC, and we are presenting awareness about Global Talent Visa, how you can access global talent, which is one of the routes by which you can come to the United Kingdom. And just to tell you a little bit about Oak Initiative. Oak Initiative is a registered organization here in the United Kingdom. We registered about 2 years ago, 2020, and it was established for providing support, for immigrants who are aiming to come to the United Kingdom through our seminars, like what we are doing at the moment, through training as well, and as well as other support that our immigrant might need. So the company was funded late 2020. And that is why we are doing what we are doing at this moment. And we are doing it free of charge, just to give information, because we are aware that people are not aware about this global talent visa. And that is the reason why we've decided to call these wonderful people together to come and tell us about how people can have access, or how they can go about the global talent visa. And just a little bit about myself. I am the founder, and at the moment I lecture at one of the United Kingdom university, and I've been doing that for 3 years, and I've got a PhD in operations and supply chain management. And also have worked in the industry. I've worked with African Union Commission in Liberia. I've worked with the federal government back in Nigeria as well for 7 years. And also currently I'm an author of 3 books and 2 academic journals, and an entrepreneur par excellence as well. Please don't be intimidated by this. It's nothing. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, and the other speaker will be doing the same thing as well. And yeah, I run an NGO which is called Oak Charity Initiative. Oak Charity Initiative is quite different from Oak Initiative. The Oak Initiative is based in the United Kingdom, which is an organization, while Oak Charity Initiative is established and is based in Nigeria, just to support the less privileged. I currently am the president of Nigeria community in Bradford, and this is my social media handles. You can contact me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, as well as on my website. So what is our goal this morning? Our goal this morning is to discuss the awareness about UK global talent visa route. So it's very important just for us to give you information about how you can go about getting global talent, and to discuss how you can benefit from this opportunity, and also to know what you can do. What are those things? We're not just giving you information alone. We are also going to be supporting you, and we are also going to be telling you what you can do in order to get the global talent visa. So just a little bit about global talent. What is GTV? We call it GTV. GTV stands for Global Talent Visa. And the global talent, you can see that I've got a kind of a world map there, which shows that United Kingdom is trying to attract people from all over the world. It's not only for those who are based in the UK here, but they are attracting people from Nigeria, they are attracting people from Ghana, they are attracting people from Australia, from USA, from Europe, and so on and so forth. So, and that was why they call it global talent. And the global talent is a UK immigration category for talented and promising individual in some specific sector wishing to work in the UK. So we are going to be discussing some of this sector this morning. There are some specific sector that they are targeting, and that is what we are going to be discussing this morning. And they want to attract people, like I've said before, from all over the world, because at the moment, the United Kingdom is in their need of skills worker. So there are different routes that you can come in. And one of the routes is what we're going to be discussing this morning, which is called the Global Talent Visa. So the essence of this is to attract talented people within a particular sector, like I've said before, so they can live and work in the United Kingdom at least within 3 or 5 years, after which you can get your permanent residence without any issue. This visa route was introduced early 2020 by the UK government. So that was why this visa was established. The visa route was established. So having said that, what can you do with Global Talent Visa? What are those things you can do with Global Talent Visa? So you can choose how long your visa is up to. We have the maximum visa. Please mute yourself. Please, it's 5 years. So you can get a visa between 3 to 5 years and get your permanent stay in the United Kingdom. And you can be an employee. You can be an employee, you can be self-employed, and you can as well be a director of a company. So you don't have any restriction. You can work in any organization, for example. We'll be discussing that. You can change your job without any issue. I got this visa about a year ago, and I can tell you that I've changed job now twice within the last 1 year that I got this visa. So without any issue, you can move from one company to another. And you can as well bring your partner, you can bring your wife, you can bring your children as dependent if they are eligible. And which I believe once you are eligible, they too will be eligible. And you can travel abroad. You don't have any restriction. You can come to the UK and you can spend like 2 months and go back to anywhere you may be, whether you are in Nigeria, you are in any part of the European country, you can live without any issue. So the visa does not have any restriction. And also there are no language or minimum salary eligibility. So you are not required to be earning like 20,000 pounds, 30,000 pounds in a month before you can have access to this visa. No language, you don't need to write IELTS, for example, you don't need to write it. So, and if you want to stay longer in the UK, you can become a permanent resident in the UK. That is one of the beauty of this visa route. You can become a permanent resident in the UK. You can as well renew your visa without any issue as many times as you like. If you are eligible to do that as well, you can as well renew your visa without any issue. You can apply to settle, like I've said before, permanently in the UK, also known as indefinitely leave to remain, if you lived in the UK for 3 years and you meet other requirements. So just to give you an overview of the Global Talent Visa. Now, like I mentioned before, the UK government is attracting people from specific sector. So, and we have 3 sectors. One of them is art and culture, and we have the digital technology, and we have the academic and research route. So these are the 3 important sectors they are looking at people to attract them to the United Kingdom. So the art and culture is there, and digital technology is there. The research route, if you are a PhD student, for example, if you're a researcher, for example, you can take that route. So at this junction, I will be inviting, so our speakers will be speaking on each of this sector for 10 minutes each. Then after that, we are going to have question and answer. Then we're going to close this section. So if you've got any question during the presentation from our speakers, you can just go to the chat room, be dropping your question. Then we'll be reading it, because we will not allow people to unmute themselves and ask questions. So we are going to be making use of our chat room. So please, if you've got a question, just go to the chat room, drop your question there, then we can attend to it at the end of their presentation. So as this junction, I'm going to be inviting Dr. Adebola Ogunbadejo, who is going to be leading the art and culture route. She's going to be explaining what you need to do, how you can benefit from this route. Then after that, Mr. Joshua will be coming in to discuss with us how we can have access to the digital technology, what you can do as well. Then the last aspect is Dr. Nathaniel Babajide, who is going to be talking about the research route for those who are PhD students or those who are currently a researcher in any institution across the world. Then he will be doing justice to that. So thank you, as I will be inviting Dr. Bola.
Hi, everyone. Thank you very much, Dr. Kolawole, for the opportunity and the privilege to be a part of this program. So my name is Dr. Bola Oyelakin Ogunbadejo, and I'll be talking about the art and culture roots. Just to give you a bit of background about myself, at the moment, I currently work as a business analyst with one of the government authorities in the UK. I have a PhD in business and management with specialization in performance management in the oil and gas industry. I run an NGO called Life Touches Africa Network, committed to supporting women and girls all over the world. I'm an author of 4 books, and at the time that I did this application, those were the books that I actually used for the Global Talent Visa, which I've had. I made the application like 2 years ago. Yes, so going straight into, I'm an advocate for women and girls as well. I'm an anti-FGM activist. So, can you hear me? Good. Felt like nobody was nodding. So yes, I'm an advocate for women and girls. I'm an anti-FGM activist hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Dr. Bola, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, so I'm an advocate for women and girls, and I currently run an NGO for with Life Touches Africa Network, which is an organization committed to impacting the lives of women and girls all over the world. I love to use my voice to change the narratives and also, speak up against oppression, harassment, abuse for women and girls. Thank you very much. So I'll just go straight into the global talent requirements now. Yeah, so with the global talent visa, you can live and work in the UK either as a leader or a potential leader in one of the following fields. So you can either choose the combined arts, dance, literature, music, arts, or visual arts. You can go through the architecture, which is also under the arts and culture routes. You can go through the fashion design, film and television, including animation, post-production, and visual effects field as well. So for me, I went through the combined art. I would say that I used the literature route because at the time that I was going to apply for this visa 2 years ago, I'd written 4 books, and I had a mentor who just said to me, you know what, do you know that you can use your books, to make this application? And I thought, oh wow, because I was going to go through another route, and it felt like this was an easier route for me. So I did a couple of things which I'll be sharing with you, but I just want to let you know that it doesn't have to be, like if you can be talented in different areas. Some people can dance, but they're sitting in their homes thinking the dance cannot bring them anything. You can, if you're talented in dancing, you can actually use that to come into the UK. Either you producing, maybe having like records, or like depending on your appearances or your performance or exhibitions or whatever you've done, you can actually combine all those evidences and then come into the UK. Or even if you've done like like performances with other people, they just need to see the evidence of what you've done, and then you can bring together all those evidences and come into the UK. Music, you can use the music route as well if you're a musician, you know, like maybe you've published some of your records, or maybe you produced some of your records. Yeah, you can use that as well. The thing about this is they just want to see the evidence of what you've done, and then submit the evidence, and then they will get back to you. Fashion design, there's so many fashion designers in Nigeria who, you know, they just don't think that they can relocate with such talent. You have to package yourself, everything that you've done, and it has to be visible online as well. You can't just apply, you know, like, and you don't have any evidence. They can't verify anything. They can't link you up with any organization. All that won't work. So I'm just trying to expand your horizon, like think outside the box. We have people in Nigeria that publish like 5, 6, 7 books, but yet they still feel like they don't have anything it takes to get what we're talking about. You have everything it takes. You just need to package everything, make yourself very visible online. So if I say visible, I mean like you have to have like an active social media page where, you know, someone can click on and verify if, you know, it's you or if it's someone else. You can have a website if you want. You don't have to. You know, like just make sure that, and whatever you're saying you are has to be genuine. So you can't just say that you're an author and they can't verify anything. They can't check your book on Amazon. They can't, you know, so it has to be verifiable, and it has to be genuine as well. These are the eligible and endorsing bodies. So we have usually for exceptional talent and exceptional promise application. So I need to mention that you can go through the exceptional talent. That means that you're considered as a talent, or you are a potential talent. Maybe they see you have some form of potentials in you that can actually make you an exceptional talent. The opportunity is open for you. Either you're already qualified, you're already seen as high up there, you can do it, or you have a potential, the opportunity is open for you. So
Dr. Bola, you are muted. You are muted.
Oh, have I been muted for a long time or just now?
No, just now.
Okay. So the endorsing bodies, we have the fashion design industry, you know, we have the British Fashion Council, we have the Royal Institute of British Architects, for that's if you're going through the architectural routes. And then we have the Producers Alliance for Cinema and TV. That's if you have anything related to animation, film, post-production, television, visual effects, and all that. Those are the different endorsing bodies that will be endorsing you for the global talent. So having said that, you have to, so even when you get your letters or whatever, you still have to apply to an endorsing body who would endorse you as a global talent, and then you can now make your visa application. So obviously there are 2 steps in the process. What you need to do, you need to have written 2 or 3 books, and not just random books. They have to be related to the art and culture. So they can be a collection of poems, collection of short stories, cultural topics, you know, things that are related to the art and culture. You can't just write something random, maybe like, you can't even use your research if you're a researcher. I mean, you can't use it, like I have a publication, my PhD is in business and management. I can't use that to apply for this. It's definitely be a refusal. So if you're applying for the art and culture route, you have to submit evidences that are related to art and culture. So it has to be like a prose, it has to be like a collection of poems, collection of short stories, you know, things that are related to that, and you know, that's what will fly. You have to do reviews in national newspaper in the UK and in another country. So for me, when I was making my application, like I mentioned earlier, I already had 4 books, and they were all on Amazon, so they could be verified. So those were the things that they checked to actually grant me the endorsement, the Global Talent endorsement. In terms of the the book reviews, I had like newspaper reviews in Nigeria and then in UK as well. So I had my reviews in The Guardian, Sunday Times, Vanguard, you know, like and also online newspapers as well. And then in the UK, I had UK newspaper reviews and magazine reviews as well. Then the third one is get engaged in public within the art and culture sector. So this is a very good opportunity for you to volunteer with art organizations, whether in the UK or in Nigeria, wherever you find yourself. Locate an art organization where you can volunteer. You know, you can commit like maybe 10 hours per week. It could be virtual, it could be physical, but you have to volunteer, because if you don't volunteer, they don't know you. How would they even give you an endorsement letter in the first place? No one is going to give you an endorsement letter if they don't know you too well, because that is a risk on the organization. They're going to be making an application to the Home Office on your behalf. Like they're going to be writing a letter on your behalf. What would they even put in the letter if they don't have that relationship with you? So the earlier you get engaged within the art and culture sector, attend programs, attend seminars, attend webinars, like things like this would actually give you all the information that you need. Volunteering, like I said, you know, even you can even volunteer in countries outside you can go online and search for art organizations in the UK, art organizations in America. We can volunteer virtually, you know, you can be their content provider, whatever it is, but just volunteer and get involved in it. What you need to do, yeah, so like I mentioned, get endorsement letters from 2 art organizations, either, you know, in the UK or in Nigeria as well. So for me, and the reason why I always use myself as an example, because when I talk about theory, maybe because I'm a researcher, I have to also bring it to light so that people can understand what I'm talking about. So when I say get 2 letters, endorsement letters from art organization, for me, I got 2 letters in Nigeria from 2 different art organizations in Nigeria, and then I got 1 letter from an art organization in the UK where I volunteered. And that's why this is so important. You need to volunteer, you need to get associated with people who have done this before, or you need to, you know, like get the information. Sometimes I always tell people, don't work in isolation. I didn't work in isolation when I was doing mine. None of the speakers worked in isolation. We all had to connect with people who had done it before, and they were able to guide us through. So I got 2 letters from Nigeria, 1 from an art organization here in the UK. And then in total, you're supposed to submit 10 evidences of your activities. I'm sure I submitted more than 10, but that's not a problem. You can submit, 10 is the requirement, it's the minimum requirement, so you can submit. I submitted my 4 books. Well, when I applied, it was during COVID, so then I still had to post it to Sheffield, but they now sent it back to me to say, you know what, can you just scan it and send it to us by email, which I did. So I used 4 of my books. I printed the Amazon authors page with the reviews when I was going to do so. A lot of the newspaper reviews I had to scan and send to them as well. So you need 10 evidences of your activities within the arts and culture space, in addition to the 3 letters. So, and I featured in a lot of, you know, things like this, where we have flyers and posters and banners. Those were also my evidences. And that actually really worked. Like I was telling Dr. Oak that I got my endorsement actually in 48 hours. It was quite surprising. And it was during COVID, because when I made the application, they came back to me to say it was going to take longer. Usually when they say longer, it means like 3 months. They're going to get back to you. But I just saw it in 48 hours. Like, wow. And then obviously I thank God for that. That must have been favor. But yeah, that was it. And then I went ahead to make my visa application, and that also came out. So yeah. So like Dr. Oak said, it might take 4 to 6 months to get all the evidences together. Like so I always advise people to have like an EDD, like, okay, so today you've made up your mind that you want to go through the Global Talent route. You have to forecast, okay, in another 4 to 6 months time, what are the things I need to do? How do I need to do it? Okay, I've not started writing my books. I have my books up here, but I need to translate them into paper. That would take me like 1 month to write it. I need to do newspaper reviews. I need to get the books on Amazon. Project into the future. If you have time, it might take you less. If you're working and you think that you can put everything together, it might take like 6 months thereabout. But yeah, you need to plan. You need to have like an expected delivery date of when you want that to happen. How to apply for the art and culture route. The first stage is the endorsement stage, which is what we've talked about now. Once you have all that requirements, then you can actually apply for your global talent endorsement. Once that is out, then you can make your visa application. So the endorsement is categorized into two. We have the recognized leader, which is the exceptional talent, and we have the emerging leader. I mentioned that earlier. That's the exceptional promise. And you can make, if you think that, oh, you're a G and then you have all the requirements, we know you on TV, we know your name, the UK recognizes you at the, at the top of a finger, then you can go for the exceptional talent. If you believe that you're an emerging leader and you're just coming up, but you're going to get there soon, then why not? You can apply for the exceptional promise. When your endorsement is out, you go ahead and apply for the visa application. So thank you very much, Dr. Oak.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Bola. So you need to take a cup of water now because we are coming back for question and answer. So
oh, really? All right.
Yeah, you need to go and relax a bit. While we invite Mr. Joshua Oluwafemi for the technology and innovation. Over to you.
Okay. I can go on now, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Joshua Olufemi, and if you like, call me a civic tech, 12 experience, media development, innovation, technology, and data analytics. Within that 12 years, I've worked, managing other people's businesses. I've led the media and civic technology organization, a big one in Nigeria. And in that 5-year period, I was the director of the organization, built about 8 social accountability, products that are more or less just digital, some software, some just web platforms. In the last 3 years, since 2020, just at the wake of COVID-19 pandemic, I launched my own organization. And since then, I've built like 3 digital products, or 5 digital products. At the time I was applying, there were just 3. And I launched 2 NGOs in my little time on earth. And of course, 3 digital companies that are also, some of them listed here. In 2019, for my work both in civic technology and media development, I was awarded the Regan Foster Democracy Fellowship Fellow in 2019. It's a US award. I'll tell us why it's important as we go on. And currently in the UK, also, grooming, using that word. I've actually registered a company, and I'm trying to also more or less replicate what I've done in Nigeria within the UK in the next 3 to 5 years. And you can reach me on any of this just for basic conversation, but more importantly, the platform that we all on today is would be available for more mentoring, for more direct guidance on how to go about this. So while we are here, the digital technology rules, it's like my former speaker had said, Dr. Bola, it's, with the global talent visa, you can work in the UK, either as a leader or a potential leader. You've done 3 to 5 years. If you have less than 5 years of leadership or working in the tech industry, you're categorized as a potential leader. But if you have more than 5 years of experience or body of work in digital technology, you considered what we call exceptional leader. And you can be in any of these industries. You could be in a fintech company, you could be in gaming, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, civic technology, which is actually one of the 2 routes that or area of work that I used. And of course, you could also even be in product design or marketing, in as much as within digital technology space. You are also very much qualified to go through the digital technology routes. Okay, sorry, I think I'm faster than the slide. You don't really need a job to offer to get the visa, and your background doesn't really need to be. You don't need to be a software developer. I will tell you that probably my entire life I've never written more than a page of code. I'm not a developer. My second category is where I fit, but you can be technical. You're an analyst, even a business analyst, or you are a UI UX designer, you're a game developer, or or you're a data visualization expert, with some element of programming, and you have body of work to show for it. If you, in the second category of background is when you are, doing businesses in digital technology. For example, you have commercial or investment or digital product expertise in a technology company that creates softwares, hardware, or that processes data, like you have in my case. You can also not even be a software, hardware, or data processing organization, but you have a digital product, such as, you run a big, well-known, let's say, media company, or you run a big, as simple as even a very big YouTube channel that is well known with a lot of followership and recognition, is also considered a digital product in that regard. So that I think we are also able to open up that understanding for everyone. In terms of experience and technical eligibility, sorry, I think there's for eligibility, like I mentioned when I started, you can either, have experience in artificial engineering, experience, or, even offering it as a consultancy to other businesses. What's more important is that you have those titles either on your contract or your letter of employment to show for it. You are a DevOps person, you're a system ops engineer, you have experience either as a back-end developer, front-end developer, or you contributed to open source projects, and all of these. The most important thing is that you have you have things to show for it. You have, either GitHub repo to show for it, or you have the software itself either on the Play Store or somewhere that is live, and it's not just something you're still having as a PowerPoint pitch, right? For skills, experienced UI designer, mobile app developer, you're an hardware engineer, you're a virtual augmented reality product developer, you're a principal software engineer, or you are even a web designer, can take advantage of this opportunity. I think the best thing is for you to take advantage of the mentorship or the guidance that Oak offers, because there are a lot of things that you would think you are not qualified for, that you will be so surprised that you're qualified for. I have a very good senior colleague who is is a media practitioner, and would never have known that he would qualify here just by running an online media platform. Of course, it's not just an online media platform, it's a media platform that has body of work, commercial and technical or social impact to show for it. But sometimes you may not know if that what you think is small or simple, is even enough to get you, the Global Talent Visa. For business skill, which I think a lot of people find themselves qualified while working in a technology or a product company, is you have a business commercial lead, or you are a sales lead.
Mr. Femi, I think your internet is not stable. Okay, sorry about that. I think he's having issue with connection. Okay, so he's going to be coming back. Dr. Nathaniel, do you want to just
I'm
go?
here.
Oh, are you still here? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know. The thing
Oh,
keeps going back and forth.
yeah, I think it's your network. Okay, go on.
Oh, okay. All right. So, so business skills. I mean, mostly it's having evidences to show that you have contributed commercially to a digital product. It doesn't need to really be over 25 million pounds. I didn't have that much when I did it. I think anything from 1,500,000 to 500,000 pounds and above is enough for you to apply. Someone who has business skill, and you don't need to have invested it. Also, you could have contributed your company generating that amount in revenue. You are a manager. Of buzzwords we think is much. The fact that you are the one, a digital organization, makes you a product manager in itself. All that you need to show is evidence that you were the one who managed those digital products as they were. A lot of our friends who work in NGO that are civic tech, have taken advantage of these as product managers, and they have been able to scale, get the GTV award. Solution sales skills performed for a growing, business to business digital business. A sector specific experience is also very important. For I think that the last thing I would like to say before the next speaker comes in is pay attention to documentation. I think that from our cultural background in Nigeria or Africa generally, we don't like to tell our own story. When you make a win as a person or as an organization, find a friend in the media that will help you put it on an online post or in a newspaper. Those things will count down the line. I did my entire application in the space of 1 month because documentation was easy for me. I could easily pull things from the internet. There's this joke we talk about in our global talent community that you say you are a top leader, but we can't find you on Google. Some people have got that kind of response from from global talent application that we can't find you anywhere. So document your wins, document your processes, document doing what you know that your product is making. Like Dr. Bola said, participate in community engagement, go to conferences, train other people, find webinars like this where you are training young people in tech or young people who are building products, bring them together, share your 5 or 10, tips to make them also succeed. In as much as there are webinars that you have flyers for, they can also be the documentary evidence you have to show. Simple things, small things also count. It's important that we pay attention to that. I think that we come from a place because of our number and a lot of noise. We think that the simple things we do are not important. They are very important, but more importantly is that you document them and give them digital or online, I would say presence or documentation.
Publicity, yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Olufemi. And that is very important. Let the world know you. Let them know you. Be online. We are now in digital age. Don't be a local champion. Let people know what you are good at. Let them know what you are doing. And I think it's very important. In any of the routes you are going to be taking, you need to be online. This is what Dr. Bola emphasized, and the same thing is coming again from Mr. Joshua Olufemi, that you need to be online. Your social media are very important. Like myself, I've got a very wonderful social media platform. And sometimes I don't even run my social media. I've got people running it on my behalf. And the same thing applicable to Dr. Bola as well. You don't have to do it yourself. I've got a website and a lot of other things like that. So it's very important. You need to be online. Thank you, Mr. Femi. Yeah, we'll be inviting our last speaker, and that will be Dr. Nathaniel Babajide. We'll be looking at the research route. Please make sure you go to the chat room, drop your question, and we'll be attending to those questions after this presentation. And someone is asking for the recording. The recording is already going on now on Facebook, and I've shared the link. So you can click on it and watch it later, even after this seminar. Thank you. Yeah, Dr. Nathaniel Babajide, over to you, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. And good morning, everyone. So excited to be here. And I thank the organizers for this privilege. So my name is Dr. Nathaniel Babajide. I'm a lecturer in energy economics, Coventry University. And also I badged my MSc in oil and gas economics, PhD in energy economics, and first class in agricultural economics from LAUTECH, Nigeria, for my undergrad. So I've gotten other professional certifications within and outside the country. And also as a researcher, I've written several peer-reviewed papers that have already appeared in reputable journals, textbooks, conference proceedings, and so on. I've been teaching for the past, more than 8 years now, teaching applied economics, energy economics, management, and business-related courses in different capacities in the United Kingdom and overseas. I've taught in University of Sheffield, University of Dundee, Bolton University, University of Glasgow, and I'm currently with the University of Coventry University, where I'm a leader and a module leader and a lecturer in energy economics. So with that, having said that, I also get involved in other activities such as consultancy, which I've been consulting or rendering consulting services for small enterprises, business as in energy companies, and also governmental and non-governmental organizations in developing countries. So now, having said that, the research interests, as stated here, they are in different forms. I am into energy system modeling, and also financial management and so on. Now, so this is my name, this is who I am, a very short bio of who I am. So let's move to the discussion proper. So talking about the academic route, as in or research route for getting the global talent visa. Before I proceed, I would like to emphasize the fact that, there is this common saying that when you want to know the road ahead, you ask those that are coming back. So I'm so excited with the catalog of the speakers that we are parading this morning. So you can see their early experience, each person sharing how they were able to achieve this. This to me is a very important achievement, because when I did mine, it was when the visa was newly introduced in 2020 with nothing, as in guidance wasn't really there. It was just like, okay, what is this visa all about? What are the major requirements? I went through the peer review process, which was, very, very challenging. And as God will have it, I got it. So, and I will be sharing with you the little about how we did it and how I was able to get that, and some other things you can also learn. And after that, we'll be able to reach us again through this initiative, as earlier explained by Dr. Kolawole. Now, with Global Talent Visa, without, reiterating what others have said, is the flexibility is always there, as you've highlighted earlier. So, and also you can either apply as a leader or a potential leader in any of the following fields: in sciences, medicine or life sciences, engineering, humanities, so, and other key areas that are very paramount or areas of interest in this country. So that is very, very important. So let's go to the eligibility of this particular route. So the first one is all about you having a job offer as an academic, or maybe as a lecturer, a researcher, a postdoctoral fellow, or a research fellow in any of the institutions here in the UK. So that's one of the areas you can get that. Rather than getting sponsorship directly from your employer, you can get this Global Talent Visa through that. So, and also you can have an individual fellowship. Fellowship comes in different forms. So having one of these fellowship opportunity can also make you qualify for this particular visa category. And when you have a grant, it's also very, very important. We have quite a number of research opportunities there, which one can take advantage of. And this is very, very important. And I would like to say this, that sometimes there are so many things that we often undermine, growing up, and some privileges that can come across, that we may come across in our academic journey. For instance, maybe your supervisor or your supervisors are working on a particular project, and they are working on a grant and they are bringing you on board to be part of that laudable project. This is a very good opportunity for you also to use them as a ladder to rise as well, because when they publish that particular report or that particular project, your name will be there, and that can be part of the materials or the resources that you can put forward for the application. Now, also getting your application through the peer review process. This is the part that I took during that period, and it was because this is a very special, because it's going to be sent out to reviewers, just like you review a peer review journal. So they will assess you, match you against the criteria stated, and see whether you've met those categories or not. So I'll be sharing with us how we can, get along or get used to some of these areas and then get the work done. Now let's move to the next slide, please. So while that one is still ongoing, I want also to emphasize that when you are talking about the application criteria, just like I said earlier, we have the exceptional promise and we have the exceptional talent. For the exceptional talent is when you are a leader. When I was doing my own application, I was trying to be humble, given my little achievement over the years. I applied for the potential leader, thinking, my feasibility, my authority in the field is still, not yet profound, but I was given an exceptional talent at the end of the day. So what I'm saying is sometimes it is good to know or to assess your level or where you are, and then make the right decision to know which category you fall into and the right application to make. And also, in your field, you need to know your status. And as other speakers have rightly pointed out, your feasibility, your global presence is very, very important. Something as simple as having a personal website can go a long way. Having an up-to-date LinkedIn profile, creating, all these little, maybe publications here and there can go a long way. Part of the publications that I used for my application, they were the publications that I started writing while I was doing my MSc. So, and by the time I applied, I had more than 20 publications already, coupled with other achievements and awards that I've won over the years that I just put together that eventually made me qualify for this particular visa category. Now, let's move on to the next slide, please. So now, when we talk about the route, we have two major categories or two major stages involved. The stage one, which is the endorsement. This endorsement is very, very critical. It is very, very fundamental, because at this stage, once you get endorsed, I can say with 80% certainty, I don't want to be too optimistic, that getting the visa is more or less as in feasible, because that is the major requirement. So meaning that you've been assessed, your achievements, your papers and everything you've presented, they've been critically reviewed and they've given you the endorsement. Now, few things I want to emphasize here, that before you go into this endorsement process, you need to you need to cross the T's and dot the I's. For instance, you need to firstly establish the field, identify your field, and endorsing body. As I saw some of the questions as in already, but I know Dr. Oak, we pose those questions later on. But one of the fundamental things you need to do is to identify the endorsing body in your field, and that will support your application or assess your application in your academic field. And also, this document you are putting forward, they are very, very important. To academic and professional qualifications, they are very, very important. Sometimes there are so many things that we often, underrate. Your professional workshops, trainings, conferences you've attended, the symposiums, all those things that you've been doing over the years, all these things can come together. Your publications in journals, in books, in monographs, all those things you've published over the years can also go a long way. And some of the significant prizes you've won over the years, maybe, for instance, in my own case, I've been getting some awards right from my undergrad, for my first class, best graduating students, all those awards that you can, sometimes Africans, you undermine some of those things that are very, very important. So those are distinguishing factors that over the years, you've been, been exceptional. And now, you've now taken that process on board to this particular point of your life. So that can go a long way. So coupled with, getting awards, at state level, at national level, winning, teaching award, going for PhD debate here. Those were things that I put together. And also another thing is student representation, talking about leadership. It can go a long way. For instance, here I was a PhD president while I was doing my PhD between 2015 to 2017. So I put, and also get evidence for some of those things. Sometimes even if you volunteer, you need at least a kind of acknowledgement or a letter stating that, okay, within this period, this person worked in this capacity, and those people can also be contacted just to verify some of these things that you are doing. And also document your portfolio. Anything you are doing, make sure that you document them very, very well. That will go a long way to help you. Another thing I want to emphasize is that learn how to, be smart and be digital, be a corporate person. Some of these things that you are doing, even in your CV, you can use hyperlink to give your assessors access to some of the documents or some of the productions you've been having over the years. All those things can go a long way. And now let's go to, look, I've talked about the publications, your technical report, conference proceedings, joint collaborations. This is also very, very key. So once you've maybe collaborated with quite a number of other researchers within and outside the country, these are things you can also put forward. This one is talking about team spirit, your ability to collaborate with others. And also, most important thing, what are you bringing on board? What are you bringing on? What is that thing you want to contribute to the UK economy in that particular field? The researches you've done, your contribution to knowledge, your novelty, that is very, very important. And how you want to use that to enhance the development of this economy. This is a much more developed economy than where we are coming from. So you need to properly tailor your research findings, your discoveries, your innovations to suit the requirement or the peculiarities of this economy, and how you want to bring those things on board to transform or to contribute to this economy. This is very, very important. And also, sometimes in terms of technical report, some of us, we've worked in different capacities, maybe as a consultant, or you've been involved in one way or the other in producing some materials. So you can bring all those things and add them also to your work, and that will be very, very important. And also, membership of professional bodies, that is very, very important, both local and international. So are you a member? Are you a fellow? So these are things that will eventually distinguish you as a qualified person for this particular role. And also, sometimes, our CV too need to clearly, not exaggerating, I think Ogobela mentioned that, to actually capture who you are, your career achievements, what you've done, and what you're capable of doing. That is very, very important. You need to properly stipulate and capture all those things. And also, you need to capture the key element. If you look at the requirements, they've stated some of these things. So you need to, and that's why guidance is very, very important. Some people, they just rush into it. And once they get the rejection, that's when they begin to run back as, oh, what have I done wrong? So it is very, very important. Just like I said earlier, to know the way ahead, ask those that are coming back. That will prevent you from the pitfalls or some of the issues that you may meet along the way. Now, personal statement is another important thing for the endorsement. That is very, very critical. This needs to be well tailored. So stating who you are, understanding the economy, how you want to bring your expertise, your skills, your experience, you want to bring it on board. And maybe the previous researches you've done, how relevant are those things to this economy? And also, for instance, in my own case, my PhD research was about Africa, was about Nigeria, but I was able to link it to the happenings or the peculiarities of this country that, okay, this is of much relevance here. I can use this in these A and B areas. And also, these are my plans. That is also very important. What about the plans? Why do you want this talent? Why this global talent visa? What do you want to do with it? So what are the things way forward? That's also very important. You want to collaborate? You want to be training people? You want to be conducting research? You want to contribute to the educational or the industrial sector of this country? So, and that is very, very crucial. Another thing is that how relevant is your research, and also how relevant is you yourself, and you need to understand the sector. What are the key areas? Just to give you one example, for instance, that UK now is so after the net zero. So any research in those areas can go a long way. I'm just giving you as one of, just for you to do your own personal research. You are a researcher, you are coming through the research routes, and also see how you can fit in. So we have so many. So after that, just because of our time, so And after that, you can now go and put your application forward for the endorsement. For that endorsement, my own came under 2 weeks because I went through the peer review process. And then I was so excited, and I've been enjoying several flexibilities in that regard. Just like Dr. Kolawole shared his own experience, I'm working with quite a number of universities now, with other visa categories. Very feasible. And also I can change jobs without even consulting or informing the Home Office. You know, it's the shortest route to get the indefinite leave to remain here. Under 3 to 5 years, you can get established. So I don't know if I have more time or that. So that's just any other slide here. So, and then after the first stage, you go to the visa application stage. So that is it. So with that, I will hand over back to Dr. Kolawole. And
thank you, Dr. Nathaniel. That is wonderful. And that is just the information for those who are researchers or those who are PhD students at the moment, or even though if you've got a PhD as well, that is an opportunity for you that you can relocate to the United Kingdom without any issue. In as much you can prove your eligibility, then you can relocate. Just to give you general information before we move to the question and answer section, don't forget, you can go to the chat. We've got a mentorship package where you can join our mentorship group. We're going to mentor you for any of these 3 categories. Even though if you feel that you don't have some of those resources, we can advise you. I'm sure many of us will have them, but because many of us who are from Africa background, we don't keep some of these documents. So you might not know that you have them. And that is why we've got the mentorship group that you can join. I've shared the link on the chat room. Just click on the link and fill in the short information there. Then we'll come back to you. And don't forget, this event is being recorded and it's also on our social media. I've shared the link also on the platform. You can as well click on that link to watch it after this webinar. Yeah, so just to give you general information about GTVE, the application is between 2 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks for the endorsement, even though they will tell you that it's within 8 weeks. But like, for example, I got mine within 2 weeks as well, just like Dr. Nathaniel and Dr. Bola as well. Just within 2 weeks, I got my own endorsement letter. And once you have your own endorsement letter, then you are free to apply to the Home Office straight away. Your visa application is now within 3 weeks or 8 weeks, depending on your application location. So if you are outside the UK, for example, you should be expecting to get a feedback on your visa application within, I think because of COVID now, it has been extended to 6 weeks. But if you are within the UK, in fact, I got my own visa within 24 hours. I shouted when I applied on Tuesday. No, I applied on Monday evening, and the following day, they sent it to me that your visa is approved. And I just shouted, how is it possible? Just less than 24 hours. So it is possible. The most important is for you to get endorsed. Once you have your endorsement, then to get the visa is very, very simple. You can do it outside the UK. So you are not, it's not only for those who are in the UK, rather. So those who are outside the UK, whether you are in Nigeria, Cameroon, Ghana, and so on and so forth, you can apply for Global Talent. And you can just look at the eligibility and do the same thing. And having said that, we go on again. What is the cost for those who want to apply? It's just £608. £608. That is the cost of endorsement. So you apply for endorsement first, and the cost is £608, and that will be paid directly to the Home Office. Then after your endorsement, I think that is the total, is for both endorsement and visa application, I think. Yes. So, okay, thank you, Dr. Nathaniel. So £456 is when you are applying for the endorsement, which is the first stage. Then after you must have gotten your endorsement, you apply for visa, and that is £152. In total, we have £608. All what you need to do is just package everything together in terms of documentation and just submit to the Home Office. And if you are lucky, you will get endorsed and you can get your permanent resident in the United Kingdom. Having said that, you now need to pay for health surcharge as well, which is like the health insurance in the UK, and that would depend on how many how many years of visa you are going to be getting. If it is for 5 years, you're going to pay for I think 5 years. If it is for 3 years, you'll be paying for 3 years as well. Then you can apply. It's between 3. The 3 years is for the exceptional, I think, exceptional leader, exceptional talented, and while the 5 years is for the promising. So if you're a promising leader, you apply for 5 years route. If you're exceptional leader and you can prove it, you apply for 3 years. And that is why it is very important that we keep some of our documentation. Even what you are doing in your church. Some of us who are into accounting in our church, we are into the maybe the technical unit and so on and so forth. Even in our mosques, for those who are Muslim, if you are into all these things, you can package them. That's what you just need. Package all of them and say, this is what you do. Just like Dr. Natalie mentioned, this is what you do here. And if they can confirm it, then why not? You would definitely get it. So that is just the information. And based on this information, the question is, what route do you think you can take? We've mentioned the art and culture. If you think you are very good in writing, you can develop your skill and write books as well and get it submitted to them. And if you think you are very good when it comes to technology, innovation, then you might be thinking about that route as well. And if you're a researcher, you've done a lot of work in that aspect, then the research route might be for you. So start thinking about it. And if maybe you have one that you think you are very good at, fill in our mentorship form and we'll get back to you. Then we can work with you.